Good evening, Southeast Texas. Tonight in Power City, another all-time high for gas prices in Southeast Texas. We are paying an average of $4.51 at the pump. That is up 25 cents from just a week ago. You know, these high prices have our local leaders worried.
Well, I would say that I'm extremely concerned. A year ago, I think I was paying about $2.19 a gallon. I filled up yesterday at $4.29.
Judge Jeff Brannick says the problem would only get worse if an order from the Biden administration takes effect. In May, the president announced plans to cancel new offshore oil leases in Alaska and the Gulf of Mexico. Now, Brannick fears the negative impacts this would have on the Southeast Texas economy. Others disagree. Let's bring in 12 News reporter Cameron Seibert. He's with us live tonight after meeting with the judge and an environmental advocate. Cam?
Yeah, Jordan, critics say that we need an increase in domestic oil production, but Biden is making moves like this one that halt those possibilities. Meanwhile, supporters of the move say any halt to offshore drilling is good for the environment.
If you take off one of those legs of that stool, the whole stool falls. And so it would be disastrous.
Jefferson County Judge Jeff Brannick is concerned about a recent order by the Biden administration canceling new oil and gas lease sales in Alaska and the Gulf of Mexico. The Interior Department announced the decision in May, citing conflicting court rulings that impacted work on these proposed lease sales and a lack of industry interest. It would effectively block future drilling on more than 1 million acres of federal land. Judge Brannick says we should brace for impacts.
Limiting exploration for oil and gas at this point in our history is counterproductive. I think we're seeing the effects of it. I'm seeing the effects at the grocery store, at the gas pump.
He wrote a letter to the Secretary of the Interior Department asking them to reconsider.
I hope that at the federal level there'll be a reconsideration of the policies.
On the flip side, environmental activist John Beard of the Port Arthur Community Action Network supports any move to prevent future pollution.
We're at the nexus of climate change here in Southeast Texas. The highest rainfall in the country was here in the Port Arthur environment. You've had five major hurricanes in 15 years, and then you also have sea level rise, and then you've got the air pollution aspect of it.
He says instead, we should be diversifying the economy.
We are so heavily invested in oil that our fortunes rise and fall with that economy. That is not, in my mind, politically smart nor economically smart. And if you're talking about energy independence, that's where you start, because being too dependent on one source of income or economy is just simply not good.
Judge Brannick disagrees. He says it's simply the wrong move to restrict drilling.
What I see as being very short-sighted and politically motivated as opposed to pragmatic.
And it's important to note that President Biden's order does still face some legal challenges. Several states have filed lawsuits. A federal judge also blocked his order, but his administration has appealed that federal judge's decision, so nothing is set in stone. I'm live in Beaumont tonight. Cameron Seibert, 12 News.